Yo, yo, what's up? What's up, baby? Yo, it's your boy, man, BK. BK, what it do, man? First off, man, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody, especially people out in Lusaka, Zambia, man. Shout out, shout out. Yo, shout out to Lara out in the UK, man. She said she subscribed to the channel. Yeah, man. Shout out. Thanks for that. And everybody else viewing this shit, man. Commenting out on Facebook. Show some really inspiring comments, man. Shout out. Stay woke, man. You gotta stay woke. It's actually Friday when I'm recording this, man. And I was just thinking of myself, like, man, Fridays nowadays they're so peaceful. They're so fun because before Corona, man, we used to have this perception of Fridays. At least in my environment, we used to have this perception of Friday, the weekend. Like on Wednesday, I'd already be thinking about Friday. Like, what am I gonna do on Friday? Like Friday was always that hectic day. But now I can literally get lost and forget it's a Friday and just probably think it's a Tuesday or something. Cause in like not too much noise, man. It's just like a spiritual retreat, sort of, man. It's peaceful, like y'all gotta embrace that shit, man. Y'all gotta embrace that shit. Like I say, you know, you gotta quit living in a matrix. This whole world is a matrix. It's a distraction. So you just gotta maneuver through it, but don't let it get to you. Don't take it too serious. Like I think people take it too serious. That's why sometimes we have these things called so-called depression, anxiety. That's I think a lot of the times it stems from taking life too serious, right? A bit too serious. But anyways, man, today I just want to talk about, just to add emphasis on what I talked about the other day, which was mindfulness, and developing mindfulness and trying to really take control of that faculty, the mind. Trying to take control of that. And I talked about mindfulness, concentration, meditation. These are all things that lead one to the next. You're only going to be able to meditate once you develop mindfulness, concentration, right? And now, talking of mindfulness, like, mindfulness, well, you'd ask, somebody might ask, like, but how am I going to develop this mindfulness? How am I just going to get this mindfulness? Like, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to just sort of clear your mind and just be empty. It's not easy. So one of the things, like, this thing is very important, even I think in the workplace, wherever, in life generally. Like, this is the main thing that like sets everyone apart. Like, people who are truly in this life and enjoying life, like, they have this feature. And the ones that sometimes they're struggling a bit in life, maybe they're going through stuff and they feel like they can't, you know they'll never come out of those circumstances. They kind of lack this feature. So this feature is simply paying attention to detail, guys. Like, paying attention to detail, man. Like, that's super important, man. Like, I've sort of always had this thing, of paying attention to detail. Like, even when I was young, growing up, like just consciously, it's sort of like always been there. Like, that's why, even I think, even during my varsity days, when I was at university, it was relatively an easy schooling period for me compared to when I was younger. I felt like, because I always wanted to, like, specialize and do something. Like, from a young age, I was always, because I remember I was reading a biography on Dave Chappelle, and I read he went to an art school, and at that time I was like in primary or something. I was like, oh man, I wish I could go to an art school and just study one thing, right? So, and I think that, again, it stems to that detail. Like, I always wanted to pay attention to detail, sort of consciously, right? But it's not that it's something that you always have to have inherently, but you develop this thing. It's not like I developed it. I think I developed it because mainly of, I think when I was growing up, I used to always imitate, and I'd always observe what especially older people were saying, doing. Like, I'd observe an older person saying a particular comment in, they were maybe conversating and talking about a certain thing, and I'd take that particular thing because I felt was smart. And maybe when I'm among my peers or something, or I'll just pop it out and use it as an argument. So that's me paying attention to detail. So, like I was saying, when I was I was talking about what when I was at university, like I felt school was easy for me mainly because, not that I read all the time like I was a bookworm. Nah, man, I wasn't really necessarily a bookworm, but the thing is, I just paid attention to detail. Like, because even in school, like, it wasn't for me, it wasn't about going to read for the exam, memorizing that crap, and then for me, I wanted to. This thing is all holistic, like it's all intertwined. Like something you learn at first year, it's gotta work for you some point at fourth year, right? When you're doing your research, at some point, like it's gotta work for you because that's how this thing is. It's an experience, right? So detail, man. Like the other weekend, I was in Pico. I went to a friend of mine. They had a wedding, so I went there for the weekend to help them out. So unfortunately, it was raining, but we managed to do the wedding. But it was kind of raining, like, and it was raining. What you call this type of rain? Like in our language, in Setswana, we call it midupi. Is it? Yeah, midupi. Where it just is just raining constantly at a constant, at one pace, and then it's just messing everything up. It's just water all over the place. So talking about detail, like I observed one thing, like you see, like this now, like this is just an observation in a different community that's in Pique, like it's a small town. It's actually where I grew up. So I was working with this gentleman, this old man. He's not so old, but yeah, he's sort of my uncle. Yeah, I'd call him my uncle. So I was with uncle. We were doing, we were doing like in our culture, just like for meat when we slaughter the animal, the intestines, like tripe and all that. We eat that, right? It's eaten. We sort of, it's part of our culture, right? Yeah. So we're working on the tribe, so to speak, cutting it and stuff. Yeah. So, like, as we were cutting it, like, no, actually, we did this on a Friday. So it started raining Friday night. So we had to do a couple of things that, cook some things like maybe some of the potatoes for the salads. We cook that on a Friday so that tomorrow we don't have so much stuff to cook. Because still already we had a lot to cook in the following day. So the following day now it's raining, and but still we have to cook. Like it started raining maybe around 8, not so early, but in our culture we wake up so early and then we start cooking. So we started cooking anyways, but it was just drizzling. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. So as I was we're just working. It's a lot of people. It's a commotion. Everybody's allocated a certain like pot that they look after they cook. Somebody will cook the salads. Maybe two of you will make salads, rather not cook salads. Make salads. The other ones will cook rice. The other ones will cook that. So it's a whole bunch of fires just in a whole line. So I'm all over the place because, that's who I am. I'm all over the place, there and there, helping there and there, helping there and there. So and then the uncle I was telling you about, the one I was doing cutting the tripod on the Friday, the previous Friday. So he's like, "Yo, man, you working too hard, man." This because I was washing pots. One lady would say, "Yo, I need a pot." Then I'll be all over the place, get hot water, wash that pot. Big ass pots, give it to her and go there, do something. Like, dude, these people are gonna overwork you. In my mind, I'm like, but nah, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with it. Because for me, it's the bigger picture. The bigger picture is what? Like, these people spend money buying food and stuff, and to let all that go to waste just because I feel like I have to do only a certain thing, and maybe even when I'm done and I have spare time, I can at least go help there so that we finish up the work quickly, right? So we gotta change that perception of just looking at things. What is it, vaguely you'd say, sort of like just here, like look at the bigger picture. Like this thing is, it's a whole bunch. It's the cosmos, man. It's just energy flowing through, and you gotta harness that energy, right? Where you see that energy, you gotta harness it, right? So, man, we gotta pay attention to detail, man. You gotta pay attention to detail. Like athletes, that's why athletes are like, I like to use athletes as examples because in terms of like the psychology of the psychology side of things, like especially athletes, like top athletes, like these guys have rituals, man. Like in life you gotta have rituals. Like when I talk of rituals, people probably like sangomas, which is another topic for another issue. Ancestors, sangomas, something else. But you gotta have rituals. What is a ritual? Ritual is like, man, it's those little things that you do on your during your day. That those little things that you do, man, that I might not know of, those little moments you might go there and just, get your little prayer, get, those little rituals. You gotta have them, man. You gotta have those little rituals, and just let's change the way we view things, man. Let's pay attention to detail, man. Pay attention to detail. The slightest things, man. Sometimes you just gotta sit in silence and just practice mindfulness, clear the mind out, just observe. Just observe, man. And the world will just open itself up to you. I'm telling you, man. Like, that's why I don't like this thing, like good, bad, like none of that shit. None of that shit. I don't believe in that thing, man. Like, my approach, like, even similarly with people, like when you're dealing with people, right? Like, I feel, yeah, they're difficult people. They're difficult people, right? But you can still deal with such people in a good manner. Like, they don't have to impact your joy. You can't control things that are outside. Like, you might control a few things, but you'll never control all the things that happen outside of you. But within you, like, you can control everything. Like that one thing, that yourself. Once you conquer, like David Goggins says, once you conquer that image in the mirror, you're living life now. You're living life. You won't even fear nothing. You won't fear death. Like, time won't be, time. The only time when time is finished is when you die, man. Is when you die. So, like like I said, I'm gonna talk about this, maybe a lot of things that I'll talk about as I keep dropping content. Like a lot of things I'll talk about individually that I'm just maybe mentioning in other videos, right? Like what was that? 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 Yeah, time. Things like time and taking life too serious. Like I'll probably make another topic another time on, you know, taking life too serious. Like, but man, these things will unpack them as time goes. But guys, let's just keep working on ourselves, man. Let's keep working on ourselves. You can't change the world before you change yourself, before you fix yourself. How you gonna, you set goals. How you gonna achieve those goals if you ain't fixed yourself? Like how? Like it's impossible. You gotta fix yourself. No matter how long it takes, you gotta fix that, man. You gotta fix that. You gotta stay woke. You gotta stay woke. Yo, there's some bell somewhere there, man. You gotta click that bell so that when I drop content, man, it just pops up in your whatever, man, in your phone, in your notification, whatever. So yeah, man, you gotta stay woke. Stay woke, baby. Stay woke. It's your boy. It's your boy. Haha. It's your boy. Shut up. Shut up. Yo, man. Take care. Enjoy your Friday or whenever you're watching this, man. Enjoy it. And you just gotta stay focused, man. Mindful. detail. Pay attention to detail. And yeah, pay attention to detail. Like, it's very important. Spread the wisdom. Just work on that wisdom. Like, experience. Life is an experience. The more you experience, you're building on that wisdom, right? Yeah, you're building on that wisdom, because it's useless to just have knowledge, like knowledge, just watching these videos, trying to motivate yourself, but having the knowledge, but then you don't go and apply that knowledge, through your experiences. you know Whatever you heard today, maybe you might want to go, maybe today, tomorrow, start gauging and trying to apply it to your life, and then, building on that experience. So from that experience, you build on wisdom. Like I said, wisdom is top, man. It's like self-actualization. Like, you serve your purpose in this world. Take care, man. One love. Stay enlightened and stay wise.